The life of Robert Edward Sewall. Bob was born in 1925, one of 13 children. His family ran a dairy farm and sold milk and vegetables to the people of Newmarket. His mother sterilized the bottles and bottled the milk, and Bob helped his father deliver it before school and did barn chores after school. He wanted to be a farmer just like his father, and took his senior year of high school at UNH to be able to take animal husbandry at the Thompson School, and he graduated in 1944. He got his notice from Uncle Sam to report to duty on August 10, 1944, to the Hartford Building in Portsmouth. Bob was fortunate in that he was able to stay stateside his full tenure in the service. He was in the 262nd Field Artillery Battalion and stationed in Jefferson Barracks, Missouri, most of this time. He had 4 months in basic field artillery, 8 months as a cannoneer, in which he assisted in operation of the 105 howitzer on an M7 tank locked, aimed and fired gun, and was familiar with operating parts. He also spent 10 months as a clerk general, performing various tasks in connection with the operation of a military unit. He was in charge of 14 personnel preparing separation papers. Just when it was rumored that they were going overseas, the war ended, and Bob was able to come home on June 26, 1946, with an American Campaign Medal and Good Conduct Medal and a World War II Victory Medal. In those days, the President encouraged everyone to write to our servicemen and women to keep up their morale. Bob was given a picture of a girl from Virginia by the name of Lola Altizer by her brother-in-law. He wrote to her, and she responded, which started a long relationship, culminating in a marriage on October 5, 1946. They had 5 children: Barbara of Melrose, Mass., Roger of San Angelo, Texas, Patty of Somersworth, New Hampshire, Debbie of Newmarket, New Hampshire, and Sheila of Barrington, New Hampshire. They also have 7 grandchildren and 4 great-grandchildren. After coming home, Bob went to UNH for a couple of years on the GI Bill of Rights, and then worked for the H.R. Haynes Company for 23 years. And during this time, on a trip to Washington, D.C., he contracted infantile paralysis, polio. And after weeks of therapy and confinement, he was left with a limp, but was able to return to work on a limited basis. After Haynes sold out, he went to work for the town of Newmarket as the manager of a water treatment plant on Packers Falls Road for 7 years, building a lab in his spare time. He also attended a course at New England College in Henniker and received a certificate for water treatment plant operator on June 27, 1974. He retired in 1979 due to illness. In February of 1978, Bob was operated on for a tumor which turned out to be malignant. This was followed by a surgery in 1979, and as part of a pilot program at the Deaconess Hospital in Boston, he was fitted with a portable pump that eased chemotherapy side effects and was featured on Evening Magazine's TV segment on Channel 4 Boston. Through this whole process, Bob was unbelievably courageous. He had tremendous faith, and during this time he served 14 years on the Board of Deacons in the Newmarket Community Church. In April of 1977, he was certified as a licensed lay minister and has served in the pulpit in area churches. In 1978, he composed a song titled "When I Look Up," which was copyrighted. He was for many years a member and moderator of the Rockingham Association of the United Church of Christ and was an 18-year member of the Rockingham Choral Society. Bob passed away on September 5, 1981, and at the time of his death he was an 80-year trustee and treasurer of the Newmarket Public Library. He was also a member of the Historical Society. The Rockingham Choral Society, in its December 6th Christmas concert of that year, dedicated the concert to Bob with these words: "Today, as we celebrate Christ's birth through 4 centuries of carols, we wish to pay tribute to Robert Sewall, whose entire life was a celebration of Christ's love. As a longtime member and treasurer of the Rockingham Choral Society, as a lay minister and deacon in his church, as a concerned citizen and library trustee in Newmarket, and as a valiant fighter against a debilitating disease, he was an inspiration to all who knew him, an outstanding example of the strength of the human spirit sustained by Christian faith. An eloquent statement of the faith is expressed in this hymn which he composed, 'When I Look Up.' When I look up, I see the hand of God in every cloud and tree and bird that sings. When I look up, I see the hand of God, the hand of him that fashioned everything. When I look down, I see the grass so green, the precious ground where Christ's dear feet have been. When I look out and see the earth so fair, I thank my Lord and bow my head in prayer. When I look back, I see a life of sin, and he was barred behind that fast-closed door. But Jesus came, he knocked, I let him in, and now I'm saved, I'm his forevermore. Yes, now I know that Christ has set me free, from sin to grace throughout eternity. I'll walk with him in service to the end, my Lord, Redeemer, Master, Savior, Friend. Robert Sewall, 1978. Comparatively speaking, this is not a typical war story, but it is a story that needs to be told.